Alright, match number 3. If we had a creature instead of a land, this would be a keepable hand, but I think like 5 lands is just too many, so we're gonna mulligan. This hand is just as bad. It's actually a lot worse. Keep this, I guess. A little unfortunate. Put that on top. We might actually end up having a pretty reasonable start. So that'll be cool. No reason to reveal the extra information that we have a basic land in hand, so. Long Tusk Cub. I actually really like that card. I wish it was better. A really big fan of Whirling Dervish back in the day. Those cards that snowball are fun. So what's a little tricky about this is, yeah, with the Servant of the Conduit here, it means that we probably won't be able to interact with this Long Tusk Cub. A little unfortunate. That'd actually be pretty hard to interact with in general. So this may be a situation where it's just a clear race. I guess given the opportunity, we would trade our Pia with the Servant. Hmm. 2 Copters in the air would be pretty nice. Sure. And this sets us up for the opportunity to play a Copter and Madness out Fiery Temper on our turn. Pretty nice. We'll have to see what kind of targets are available though. And our opponent's just banking energy. Find a little surprising. Oh, definitely not attacking on the ground, that's for sure. Man, that's a lot of energy. So can our opponent kill us on this turn? Well, it wouldn't be out of the question for our opponent to just kill us. But I think we still want to treat this as like a straight race. Our opponent definitely has 4 blossoming defenses. So if we're completely tapped out, our opponent just has us dead on board with the blossoming defense because you can make the Long Tusk Cub 6/6. And that's 12 damage coming in. So I'll basically miss out on 1 damage this turn. go at my opponent's face. Does she do anything? Hold on, so if I knock him to 11 this turn, that means I have him on a 2-turn clock. He has me on a 2-turn clock, so I need some way of basically breaking parity, which I don't have right now, although with these Pias I will be able to run some good chump blocks. So yeah, I think my goal is to try to make it so my 2 Copters are 2-turn clock. So if my opponent has any particularly good tricks, I'm just dead, and there's nothing I can do. But if my opponent doesn't have any particularly good tricks, so I think I'm going to chump block here. Just because I kind of want to play another Pia. And I'm a little surprised my opponent's not dumping a little more energy in his Long Tusk Cup. But... oh, no! That explains it. Well, that's a huge problem. I don't know how I'm going to win now. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do? Oh, it's so bad for me. So bad. And my opponent has the Servant of the Conduit up. Oh man, that Whirler Virtuoso is just the nail in the coffin. Rudel. Actually, I'm just dead on board now. Yeah, we're out of here. Didn't really have any other options, but whatever. All right, so what do I want to do here? Definitely don't need Key to the City. My opponent doesn't have that much removal in his deck, so 3 Pia Nalaars is probably a little excessive. I do like Galvanic Bombardment. I think the cheap removal is one of the better ways to beat my opponent. I kind of wouldn't mind having Chandra, but my opponent has a Virtuoso that Chandra's just going to die, most likely. And in general, I just don't block that well anyway. So I think I'm just going to run it like this. I still want to be the aggressor. I don't want to water down my beatdown plan too much, but a little extra efficient removal should go a long way. I'm just going to make those minor changes, and that's it. Hopefully, I get to keep 7 cards this hand, because last time I'm looking to 5. But all of my removal is actually pretty good against what he's got. If he has a Bristling Hydra, that, sort of sinks my battleship, but this hand's pretty nice. Keeps. Oh man, I did it again. Got to attack. Just clicking through like it's something to do. It's actually really bad too, because not only am I missing out on a damage, I'm missing out on a card. Probably won't make an impact on this game. We have pretty good hand. So state's very good here. So I don't think Servant of the Conduit is one of the things that I care about a whole lot. So I'm going to try to ignore it. And play this Copter. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have another natural state. That would be kind of bad for me. But with all these like madness cards in my hand, the Smuggler's Copter is going to help accelerate everything out, and I might be able to sequence 2 spells in a single turn. I think there's a good chance I don't actually get to attack with this. Harnessed Lightning. Alright, fine. These energy decks usually don't play very much removal. Usually it's just Harness Lightning, if anything. So it's actually like a little unclear to me whether or not I want to play the Whirler Virtuoso. But because I just can't actually do anything else this turn, kind of makes the decision a little more clear. This Whirler Virtuoso is going to be a clean 2-for-1 on me. Pretty annoying, but my opponent's going to be able to make a Copter, and I am going to attack with my Bomat Courier. I want to push as much damage as possible. My Bomat Courier is unlikely to accrue much value sitting on the board. It's only got 1 card underneath it, so keeping it alive is not a particularly high value proposition. And the fact that the Copter trades with the Courier and I still get to keep the Copter I have is kind of decent. Because without Whirler Virtuoso, I don't think my opponent has any way of dealing with a flyer. I think my opponent's having mana issues. I think I'm fine attacking with my... Am I fine attacking with my Pia? Yeah, I'd rather not let my opponent drop a big spell like a Bristling Hydra. Ooh, that's a great draw for my opponent. No! where Bomat Courier shines. Well, does my opponent have another natural state? Like he does. Wow, and he's got the land to go with it. Ooh, Scrapheap Scrounger is great. So, it's actually kind of a tough decision. I think I'm not going to play the Scrapheap Scrounger and just assume my opponent's going to have a good creature to play on his turn that I'm going to want to kill. Hopefully it's not a Bristling Hydra. I want to see something like a Long Tusk Cub or Whirler Virtuoso. Jace? Wow. Well, if my opponent goes for... Okay, I was going to say if my opponent tries to bounce my Thopter, I'd be able to kill the Jace, which would be pretty sweet. But I'm going to be able to do some good work on him anyway. I guess I'm going to end up using this Lightning Axe on the Servant. Not ideal, but... I do want to get this Scrapheap Scrounger into play. That was a little bit of a gamble that didn't work out as well as I wanted, but it wasn't too bad. Oh, this goes after creature player. Wow, so I'm actually going to be able to kill this Jace. Pretty big turn of events. Pretty big deal. Not going to lie. And this is a pretty good place for me, if I do say so myself. Even if my opponent plays something like Bristling Hydra, I can just kind of attack into it. It'd be pretty good for me. Bloodhall Priest is such a powerhouse. Like, pretty unbelievable. Oh, yeah. What an insane top deck. And because my opponent only has 3 energy, he can't make his Bristling Hydra big enough to straight up eat my Bloodhall Priest. So, but if he doesn't eat the Bloodhall Priest, he, blocks the Scrapheap Scrounger. He'll be at 2, and then Bloodhall Priest attacking will kill him, so pretty nice. No land drop and no other spells is like a little suspicious, but alright, Incendiary Flow. It'd be pretty crazy if this little Thopter actually finished my opponent off. Certainly close, and we still have like Fiery Tempers and Unlicensed Disintegrations to draw to. And our opponent not even attacking is a great sign for us. I cannot Galvanic Bombardment that, unfortunately. I could go for the Lightning Axe on it, but I don't think it's actually worth it. Yep. Another Bloodhall Priest would actually do it also. Alright, well, now that I'm here, so it's 2. So right now as it stands, my opponent could make this Long Toss Cub a 5/5. So I guess I'll try to Lightning Axe it and hope that my opponent doesn't have another source of energy or anything else to pump it up. Wow. So maybe we can just kill him here. That would be cool. Nice. I'm pretty happy with the way that I sideboarded. His deck certainly changed in ways that I didn't fully expect. But I think that I'm going to keep things as they are. I feel like early Long Tusk Cub is one of the more likely ways that my opponent can kill me. So this is a pretty tempting hand to keep because of the 2 Lightning Axe, 2 Fiery Tempers. But my opponent doesn't usually flood the board. And I specifically need to have another red mana, and a lot of my red mana comes to play tapped, so I think I'm just going to mulligan. This hand's pretty bad, but I don't really want to mulligan again. I'm on the draw. I just need something like that to make it look like it's decent. Oh wow, I just noticed all the Smoldering Marshes. That's frustrating. Alright, well, I guess I'll just play a Marsh. I'm actually going to hope to get lucky and play this Inventor's Apprentice. Definitely going to kill that. Might have hit the wrong hotkey. I didn't. And so I'm playing the Smoldering Marsh, discarding a Smoldering Marsh and keeping Foreboding Ruins. Because this way I can play Foreboding Ruins on this upcoming turn, revealing the Marsh, and have access to 3 mana. And we don't have an answer to this Long Tusk Cub. And I don't really like the prospect of trying to double block it. So I think that I'm just going to play my Inventor's Apprentice and try to race. Oh wait, no, I can't even attack into him. Make it a 3/3 LOL. Yeah, I really need like an unlicensed disintegration. Licensed disintegration would be pretty decent. Alright, this game is going to be really hard to win. Bomat Courier is not helpful. I'm almost tempted to just attack with a Scrapheap Scrounger, just to make him use some of his energy, but not even at a point where I could recur the Scrapheap Scrounger, and it's unclear to me that making him use his energy would really be that helpful. Maybe a bit better suited to wait until I have a removal spell to try to force that. Yeah, this is most certainly going poorly. And I'm not going to be able to... Well, I guess I could block it, but it'd be a clean 2-for-1, and that's assuming my opponent has like no tricks whatsoever. So, but on the other side of things, if he hits with this, it's just going to get really bad for me. So maybe I will actually run the everybody block. My opponent has like Blossoming Defense. I'm just going to lose the game on the spot. I'm hoping that this is just going to be like a 2-for-1 with my opponent killing Courier and Apprentice. It might have been a little excessive to block with the Courier also, but if my opponent had some way of getting like just one extra piece of energy, then well, exactly how I expected things to go. My opponent can just pump his Long Tusk up. That's why I'm not having my Bloodhall Priest target it. To make this one a 5/5. My opponent has something like Harness Lightning, then really bad, but can't really play around anything. And this is a game state where I would love to have Chandra. Ugh. Bad. I'm definitely not facing the deck that I thought I would be. This deck is less devoted to... Oh, man. I know I mentioned this earlier, but I basically didn't eat any food whatsoever yesterday. Oh, wow. It's actually so lucky that I misclicked and didn't attack. That is crazy. Wow. So lucky. Play bad and get rewarded. Yeah, what I was gonna say though is just that I didn't actually eat any food yesterday. I had like food poisoning, so I'm like fine now, but still recovering. I've only had one meal of solid food so far, so don't quite have my A game. I'm not going to forget this time. And in this particular case, even if my opponent kills the Scrapheap Scrounger, I can just get it back. And I really want to draw something that kills Bristling Hydra now while my opponent doesn't have access to any extra energy. So much for that. Ugh. Guess I can still just do this. My opponent's got to sweat blocking with the Hydra a little bit, because if he blocks with the Hydra and then gives the Hydra a +1/+1, I may have a removal spell in response. But and considering the fact that my opponent has a Jace on the board, he can actually afford to just chump block with a relevant creature on a turn. Probably can't do it turn after turn, but one turn he's going to be okay. This Jace has already drawn my opponent a lot of cards. Well, I guess I'll bite. There's a chance my opponent just didn't see this line of play. I feel like it's unlikely. Actually, if I do this, then I have no good way to counter pressure the Jace. I'll just have the Scrounger. But I don't really want to be on a 2-turn clock. I think I have to do this. Really weird. I mean, my opponent has 6 cards in him. There's no way that this can work out. This is me playing as if my opponent has 6 blanks in his hand. But I can't really beat anything. And given the history of my opponent attacking with creatures and me making multi-blocks, it's worked out every time so far. I mean, the worst that can happen is I get 2 for 1, which is pretty bad. But, not a whole lot I can do. Imagine a tune with the Aether was an instant. Oh man, that would be insane. Okay, so that's going to resolve. and then I can get it back. Let's see if my opponent has another way to kill it. And if he does, it's really not too bad for me because So one thing my opponent could have actually done there is just use that removal spell afterwards, because there would have been a window of time where my... Yeah, I mean, I guess this does the same thing. That still seems awful for my opponent. Oh, I get to ping the Jace. And I guess I'll play the Swamp at this point. If I draw a Lightning Axe, then I wish I had the land in my hand. But it lets me like do more things with my Bomat Courier on a single turn. Like something that has value. Oh wow, that's big. Well, here I most certainly need a unlicensed disintegration. Game's actually pretty crazy. Not what I wanted to see. So I think that I just have to attack with both. And pray that I hit something good off of Bomat Courier. So that's the only way anything's getting done here. So there's 2 cards underneath this. Come on, unlicensed disintegration. Ugh. Unfortunate. The odds of me getting unlicensed disintegration, they're obviously super low, but we're trying to craft a way to win, and the odds of us winning are just super low. So game state like this, you're basically trying to play mental magic, and I hit the wrong hotkey, so I'm not going to be able to play my Scrapheap Scrounger. All right, so we got the unlicensed disintegration, which is nice. Still kind of boned against the board. So I can have Scrapheap Scrounger and Copter attack the Jace. And if he pumps the Hydra, I can actually pump the Scrounger to trade with it and still have enough mana to cast Unlicensed Disintegration on the Gear Hulk. So that would be best case scenario. So we're going to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to chump block. With the Pia on the Hydra, and I really don't want to do that. So if this works out well, we might be able to like pseudo wipe our opponent's board. So no blocks. No pumps. And then guess I do this now. In case my opponent has like 2 ways to kill an artifact. Alright, so we've got a chump blocker for the Hydra. If our opponent has Harness Lightning or Incendiary Flow, we're dead. The Lumbering Falls is going to be a huge problem. We're not dead yet, surprisingly. After all we've been through, we're still not dead. Well, now we're dead. Really needed to draw a non-land there. Wow, this was a pretty crazy game, though. Now I feel like our best draw is Pia Nalaar, and that's still not a winning game plan. We're dead. Oh, pretty sweet game, though.